I absolutely love street photography, but instead of taking a heavy backpack, I like to carry with me my camera sling bag, which has everything to get the job done. Let's take a look inside. Hi, my name is Ayan, and on this channel I talk about tech, travel, transform, and specifically in this video I want to share everything with you that I carry with me while going on a street photography expedition. Whether it's my city, I'm traveling to a different city, I really love to take photos, specifically travel and street photography, and that requires carrying a lot of camera gear. So of course the backpack is the first choice of everyone, but I try to avoid it as much as possible. Not only it tires you down and at the end of the day you can feel the shoulder pain, but also it catches a lot of attention, especially when you're traveling abroad and you don't want your expensive camera gears to be stolen. That is why when I was traveling to Singapore earlier this year, I picked up this great sling bag by a company called peakdesign, and I also happen to have a peakdesign backpack everyday carry 30 liter, which I showcased in one of my previous videos. You can check out link in the description. So this is specifically designed for camera gears, and this is the 3 liter version. It actually comes in 3 different variants. This is the smallest one, the 3 liter version, which can easily carry everything that I require for street photography. But if you want more, you can go for a 5 liter version or a 9 liter version, which also can carry iPad and several other lenses. Alright, so let's start with the bag itself. And as you know, peakdesign is really known to make great quality bags, and this is a sling bag specifically designed for camera gears, but it's not stopping you to carry any other gear if you want to. So I will not restrict it to the camera gears, but I can also carry other things. But the bag is really amazing. The zippers are weather sealed. It's a very great quality bag. Over here, as you can see, there is a very slightly small branding in the front saying peakdesign, which really goes well with the overall color. I think it also comes in black color, but I'm not really sure. This is the only color that I found in Singapore, so I picked it up. And at the back, there's also a small handle, so you can also pick it in the hand, but it's specifically designed for slinging. And this is something that peakdesign has invented, I would say. This is a really great mechanism for very quickly loosening and tightening the strap. So this is a buckle that is really amazing. You can use it to tighten the bag even while it's slinging, so it's really handy. And on the same string which you can use for slinging the bag, you can see there is another buckle which comes out as a carabiner as well. So you can also take it apart and do all kind of different combinations with it. But yeah, I really like the material though. Overall, it's very much comfortable slinging it. I have been using it for my entire Southeast Asia trip for almost a month, and I did a lot of street photography expedition, and this bag has really worked out for me in all the different situations. So talking about the carry capacity, this is a 3 liter version. I think it also comes in 5 liter and 10 liter or 9 liter version. So I will put the photos over here so you can check it out. But yeah, the extra length of the strings can be put inside this pocket, which is available on either side. But apart from that, there's nothing really happening on the bag itself. There is one small zipper on the outside, but once you really pack the bag, the main compartment, the zipper is really hard to access and you cannot really put a lot of stuff inside. So we'll come back to it at the very end. But first, let's start with the main compartment itself. And as I mentioned, the zippers are really smooth, really great, and it's all weather sealed. So you don't have to worry about any rainy situation or splashes. That's not an issue. So in the inside, you can see there is a geometrical organization that peakdesign has provided. And again, peakdesign is known for creating this kind of organization. You will find them in their backpack, and now this is also available in the sling bag. So as you can see, I'm carrying one camera body and one lens is attached to it, and then there is an additional lens. So let's talk about the camera itself first. So the camera that I'm carrying is my Fujifilm X-H2. I showed this camera in one of my previous videos. You can check it out. But this is a great camera, and recently, earlier this year, I have switched my camera to Fujifilm ecosystem from Canon, and I'm not regretting it. I have to say that the autofocus is not as good as Canon or Sony, but still I really love the film simulation. I really love the aperture dial, and I believe that Fujifilm will improve over time and have a better autofocus system. But it's not a camera review video, so let's move back to the thing itself. So yes, this is the camera by Fujifilm X-H2, and this is a professional body camera. This is a big camera. This is not a small X100V or X106 sort of a camera. So this big camera from Fujifilm can still very much easily fit inside the smallest version of the sling bags designed by peakdesign. And on the top, you can also see that I'm attaching a camera cage on my camera body. So this is the camera cage by Small Rig, amazing company, and this allows me to put a lot of different accessories to my camera. This comes with the Arca Swiss plating, so I can directly put it on my tripod, which is Arca Swiss compatible. Then you have cold shoe mount. Then you have some mounts over on the top for LCDs, monitors. On the below, you can attach some other things. And on the side, you have NATO rail system, and you can attach all sort of handles and whatnot and rig it up. So yeah, I usually carry this camera for my main video shoots, and yes, this cage really comes in handy. And this camera is already pretty huge. Even with the cage attached, this bag can easily handle it. Talking about the lens, this is the Fujifilm Fujinon 23mm f2 compact prime lens from Fujifilm compact prime lens series. Both the camera and the lens is weather sealed, so I'm not really worried, especially while traveling to Southeast Asia. So yeah, that is my primary camera which I use for traveling. Now, as I mentioned, this is my primary camera which can do everything. It's 40 megapixel, can take great raw photos. In fact, all the photos are taken by this particular camera, and this can also shoot great videos 8K internally. So it's mainly my workhorse, but not all the time I require that kind of mileage with my camera. So for casual shooting, street photography, I have my secondary camera, the X-T30 Mark II, which is again from Fujifilm, which can take all the lenses that this camera can take. But of course, it has a low-end specification, but still it takes great photos. So sometimes I usually exchange this camera for this one, especially when I'm not in the mood of taking serious photos or not in the work mode where I have to take professional photos and professional videos. So yeah, I interchangeably take this camera depending on where I am going. Moving to the next part, I also have one lens over here. So this is the Tamron 17-70 f2.8 lens. It's a great lens by Tamron. Of course, it's not great as a native lens from Fuji, but this focal length is really great. It's covering from all the way from 17 to 70 millimeter, and it has a fixed aperture of 2.8. This comes with a lens hood. So yeah, it's a great lens. It takes sharp photos. I don't have any problem with it. Of course, the size is a pretty huge deal, but that comes into the picture because it also has stabilization. It's also weather resistant. So yeah, this is overall a great lens, and it fits very much easily over here. And thanks to this particular divider over here, I'm putting my camera, and over here I have my lens, so they are not scratching against each other. And this divider can be used in different formats. It's an origami style divider. So I'll show some photos on how you can organize different gear. So that was all inside the main compartment, but as you can see, there's also a small zipper on the front itself, and this can carry some things because it has organization built into. So it has 3 different pockets, small pockets made for battery mostly, and then a small section over here. So in the main section, I'm having a small microfiber cloth, and in the remaining 3 compartment, I'm carrying one of my extra battery for Fujifilm camera. In the 3rd compartment, I have my extra SD card, 64 GB. I already have good quality and high storage cards in my camera itself, but I take one more extra card just in case. And last but not the least, I'm also having an extra plate, and this is for the tripod plate. This is again Arca Swiss compatible. So the small rig cage allows me to put this plate on the side, and then I can mount my camera like this on tripod, so I can also take vertical as well as horizontal photos with the same camera thanks to this Arca Swiss plate and my tripod. Alright, there's nothing more going on the main compartment, but you also get 2 small side pockets which I'm not using, but you can also use it to put some extra things, very small things, but nothing more significant happening. Now let's move to the front compartment. So in the front compartment, I'm actually carrying nothing, but I'm having a small multi-tool. So this is by Night Eyes. The multi-tool is called Doohickey, and this is the ratchet edition. I have already shown it multiple times on my channel. So this tool often comes handy in various situations, especially because it also has a front pry bar which you can use to tight camera screws. I forgot to mention that this small rig cage comes with a tool of its own, which is magnetically attached, so you can use it to tighten and untight the screws, tighten and untight the cage itself and tripod and whatnot. But I still like to carry this extra tool, so I have shown this in one of my previous videos, so if you're interested, you can check it out. It's by Night Eyes, and yes, it has a lot of different things, including camera tightening plate. So on the front, there are these 2 strings that comes with the bag itself, and what it does, it allows you to attach multiple things outside on the camera bag itself. Let me show. So what you can do is there are a couple of slots on which you can attach this string. So one string can go over here, other string can go over here, and then you can route it outside, and then you can attach it on the slots provided on the sides like this. And using this string, you can attach multiple things. So what things you can attach? Well, that depends on what things you really want to attach. Peakdesign is showcasing that you can attach yoga mats, you can attach tripods. I don't really use it much, but sometimes when I'm traveling, I like to attach my travel tripod with it, which is Ulanzi MT56. I've also made a video. You can check the link in the description. So what you can do is you can just take this out and you can attach your tripod over here like this. It's easier when the bag is full and have some weight attached to it, but let me show you how you can make it possible. So using these strings, your tripod can really stick to the edge of the bag, and you can see this is how you can carry your tripod using these strings. And my tripod is really small. It's a travel tripod. It's not that heavy. So sometimes I like to take it, but most of the time I don't really have any use for this particular feature. And if I'm not carrying a tripod, I usually keep these strings at home. But it's really good to know that these exist and you can attach other things as well. And talking about attaching things outside to the bag, sometimes I also like to carry with me my filter bag. So this is a generic filter bag. I got it from Amazon, and it basically has 2 filters. One is my variable ND filter, which I've also got from a local market in Singapore. And the other filter that I have over here is circular polarize. So these filters comes really handy. Circular polarize can take the reflections away and ND filter can bring the exposure down. It's like sunglasses. And over here I have some step-up rings which fits my camera. So the idea is I got the highest maximum size available of filter, and then I'm stepping them down using these rings for the size of my lenses available with me. So this is the filter bag that I like to carry with me sometimes, but unfortunately it cannot fit inside the bag itself. So what I've done is I've attached it to an S-Beaner, again by a company called Night Eyes, and I attached this filter on the top, as you can see over here, like this. And since this is a lockdown S-Beaner, my filter is not going anywhere, and I can still carry my filter with me, and I can attach it to the outside of the bag over this handle like this. So this filters allows me to take very creative shots, and I'm gonna post some of the photos that I have taken with the help of ND filters right here. So yeah, this is the overall setup of my bag, my sling bag on which I carry my camera, my lens, extra battery, extra tripod mount, a multi-tool, a microfiber cloth, and sometimes my tripod and my filter bag. So let me know in the comment section, how do you find my sling camera bag for street photography? And if you want to take a look at every gear that I carry in my photography bag, then do check out this video. And this video will give you the review of this travel tripod, which in my opinion is the best travel budget tripod available in the market. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. And on that note, I'm gonna see you in the next one.